Genie Bouchard is a Canadian professional tennis player who is currently ranked No. 42 in the world. At the 2014 Wimbledon Championships, Bouchard became the first Canadian to reach the finals of a Grand Slam in singles, finishing runner-up to Petra Kvitová. She also reached the semi-finals of the 2014 Australian Open and 2014 French Open, and won the 2012 Wimbledon girls title. Following the end of the 2013 WTA Tour, she was named WTA Newcomer of the Year. The next year, Bouchard received the WTA Most Improved Player award for the 2014 season. Personal life. Eugenie Bouchard was born to Michel Bouchard, an investment banker, and Julie Leclerc in Montreal. She has a fraternal twin sister, Beatrice, who is 6 minutes older. She also has 2 younger siblings, sister Charlotte and brother William. She and her twin sister are named after Prince Andrew's daughters. Beatrice is named after Princess Beatrice of York, while Eugenie is named after Princess Eugenie of York. Her sister Charlotte is named after Charlotte Casiraghi, the daughter of Monegasque Royal Caroline, Princess of Hanover, and Italian Stefano Casiraghi. William is named after Prince William, Duke of Cambridge. She is fluent in both French and English. Bouchard started playing tennis at the age of 5, and she is a member of Tennis Canada's National Training Centre in Montreal. She attended the study school in Westmount. At age 12, she moved to Florida with her mother to be coached by Nick Saviano, where she met one of her best childhood friends, tennis player Laura Robson. For the time on, she was nicknamed the Chosen One by her siblings. Her father established a limited partnership called Tennis Mania to support Eugenie's career. He and 2 investors contributed money to the partnership in exchange for 10% of Bouchard's future earnings when she would become a professional tennis player. In August 2013, a court ruled that the partnership has no legal claims, as Eugenie, then a 9-year-old, could not have reasonably agreed to giving away parts of her future earnings. Her father had argued that the money he had put into the partnership before Eugenie turned pro was a business loss, which would have meant a tax benefit for himself. At 15, Bouchard returned to Montreal for training. A proficient student in mathematics and science, she once considered a career as a physician. Her favorite tennis player is Roger Federer, whom she met in 2012 at the Wimbledon Ball. She described talking with Federer as a highlight of her life. For the 2013 WTA Tour, Bouchard enlisted Nathalie Tauziat to coach and travel with her part-time. Under Tauziat, Bouchard transformed her defensive, retrieving tactics from junior level into a game of aggression. Tauziat was let go after the season, and Saviano committed to a more present role alongside Bouchard for the 2014 WTA Tour. During the 2013 off-season, she appeared on CTV Montreal as a guest weather anchor. Bouchard was in a relationship with British tennis player Luke Bambridge until 2013. In 2014, she started dating hockey player Jordan Caron. They ended the relationship in 2015. Tennis career, 2005 to 10, early years. In 2005, Bouchard participated at the Tournament Open Super 12 in Ori, France. She captured the ITF singles and doubles titles in Costa Rica, and also the All-Canadian ITF singles title in Burlington in 2008. In 2009, and at only 15, she won the Canadian Under-18 Indoor Championship in Toronto. At this event, Bouchard overpowered fellow Quebecer Marianne Jodoin to become, at 15 years and a month, one of the youngest winners of the indoor event. Later that year, she won her first professional main draw match at Caserta, Italy, defeating No. 798 Federica Grazioso. Also in 2009, she won the Pan American Closed ITF Championships. 2011, junior success and first WTA tournament appearance at the Australian Open. She lost in the semi-finals of the singles junior event against 5th seed Monica Puig. A week later, she won her first professional title at the ITF $25,000 Bernay International, where she defeated fellow 16-year-old qualifier Zhang Saizai in the final. She won her second professional title in April at the ITF $10,000 in Šibenik, Croatia. She defeated qualifier Jessica Genie in the final. She missed the French Open due to an injury. At Wimbledon, Bouchard lost in the quarter-finals of the singles junior event to No. 3 seed Irina Kromasheva, but won the doubles junior event with her partner Grace Min. She also reached a week later her first professional doubles final with Megan Moulton-Levy at the $50,000 ITF tournament in Waterloo, where she lost. At the end of July, she beat the 114th-ranked player Alison Risker at the City Open in College Park. It was her first WTA main draw win. With that win, she had the chance to meet No. 2 seed Nadia Petrova in the second round, but lost the match. 2012 junior Wimbledon champion Bouchard reached the semi-finals of the Junior Australian Open for the second straight year, but lost to Yulia Putintseva. Bouchard won her first professional doubles title at the $50,000 ITF tournament in Dothan with partner Jessica Pegula. She defeated fellow Canadians Sharon Fitchman and Marie-Eve Pelletier in the final. In May, Bouchard won her third professional singles title at the $10,000 ITF Challenger in Bastard with a win over Katharina Lainert. She won the next week her second straight $10,000 ITF title in Bastard, when she defeated Milana Spremo in the final. Bouchard won the singles title at the Junior Wimbledon with a victory over third seed Elina Svitolina. She became the first Canadian ever junior pro to win her slam in singles. She also won the doubles title from the second straight year, this time with American Taylor Townsend, after beating Belinda Bencic and Anna Konjuh in the final. At the end of July, Bouchard won her second $25,000 ITF tournament and fifth singles title of her career at the Challenger in Granby. She defeated fellow Canadian and defending champion Stéphanie Dubois in the final. She played a week later at the City Open, where she was awarded a wild card for the main draw. Bouchard made it to the first WTA quarterfinal of her career, where she was defeated by Sloane Stephens. At the Rogers Cup, she upset former world No. 11 Shahapur in the first round. She then lost in the next round to 2011 French Open champion Léonard. Bouchard reached her first $50,000 ITF final at the Challenger in Saguenay, but lost to Madison Keys. The next week, she won her first $50K at the ITF Challenger in Toronto. She reached the doubles final as well. At her last tournament of the season, Bouchard lost to Jacqueline Kako and Natalie Pliskota in the doubles final of the 75K in Phoenix. 2013 breakthrough. At the start of the season, Bouchard attempted to qualify for the main draw at the Appleyard International Sydney, but lost to Storm Sanders in the first round of the qualifiers. She played the qualifiers for the Australian Open and was eliminated by Daria Gavrilova in the second round. Bouchard played in the main draw of the Copa Binacional in Cali, Colombia. She beat Laura Thorpe in the opening round, but lost to Russian Alexandra Panova in the next round. Her next tournament was the Copa Colsonitas, where she had to play the qualifying rounds again. She beat Rachel Hogenkamp in the opening round, but lost to Arantxa Paris Antonia in the second, preventing her from making the main draw. Bouchard played in the main draw of the Abierto Mexicano Telcel in Acapulco, Mexico. She played Eva Bernrova in the first round and won. She next faced defending champion and top seed Sara Errani, but was defeated. She received a wild card entry to the Sony Open Tennis in Miami and beat Shahapur in her opening match and was defeated in the second round by world number 2 Maria Sharapova. Bouchard then competed at the Family Circle Cup, where she successfully qualified for the main draw and drew fellow qualifier Nastasia Burnett, which she won in straight sets. She also defeated world No. 42 Laura Robson in 3 sets in the second round, her first top 50 win. She then had one of the biggest wins of her career when she defeated the former US Open champion Samantha Stosur to book a spot in the quarterfinals of the Premier Tournament. It was the first top 10 victory of her young career. Although she lost to Jelena Jankovic, the quarterfinal appearance assured her a spot in the top 100 for the first time. Bouchard went on to play a French Open warm-up tournament, the International de Strasbourg, where she had one of her most impressive runs on the WTA Tour to date. She made it to the semi-finals by defeating Silvia Soler Espinosa, Camila Giorgi and Anna Tatashvili all in straight sets, but lost to Alizé Cornet. Bouchard made her first Grand Slam main draw appearance at the French Open, where she defeated Svetlana Pironkova in straight sets. Her next opponent was the defending champion and world No. 2 Maria Sharapova, who defeated her. At Wimbledon, Bouchard defeated qualifier Galina Voskobova in her opening match in 3 tough sets. In the second round, she had one of the biggest wins of her career when she beat world No. 12 and former No. 1 Anna Ivanovic on center court in straight sets. She was eliminated in the third round by Carla Suarez Navarro. At the beginning of August, Bouchard reached the doubles final at the tournament in Washington, D.C., which was the first WTA final of her career. She was defeated, with partner Taylor Townsend, by Shuko Aoyama and Vera Dushevina in the final. The next week, she made it to the second round for the second straight year at the Rogers Cup and was ultimately defeated by defending champion Petra Kvitova. At the last WTA Premier 5 before the US Open, Bouchard reached the second round of the Western and AMP Southern Open as a qualifier, but lost in 3 sets to world number 1 Serena Williams. At the US Open, she was stopped by world No. 9 Angelique Kerber in the second round. Bouchard made it to the second WTA semi-final of her career at the Challenge Bell in mid-September, but was eliminated by Lucy Safarova. At the Premier 5 Torrey Pan-Pacific Open, Bouchard had a remarkable run. She defeated Monica Puig in the first round and the No. 9 seed Sloane Stephens in 3 tight sets in the second. In the third round, she beat the former world No. 1 and 6th seed Jelena Jankovic, her second win over a member of the top 10, in straight sets to reach her first WTA Premier 5 quarterfinal and 4th WTA quarterfinal of her career. She was defeated by Venus Williams in the next round in over 3 hours of play. The next week, Bouchard lost to Sloane Stephens in the second round of the WTA Premier Mandatory China Open. At the beginning of October at the HP Open, she made it to the first WTA singles final of her career and became the first Canadian to reach a WTA singles final since Rebecca Marino in 2011 in Memphis. She ultimately lost to Samantha Stosur in the final. At the BGL Luxembourg Open, the last tournament of her season, Bouchard was defeated by Andrea Petkovic in the first round. Bouchard was named the WTA Newcomer of the Year after her breakthrough season, the first Canadian since Carling Bassett Seguso in 1983 to win the award. 2014 first WTA title, Grand Slam final and top 5 appearance. Bouchard started the new season at the Hopman Cup. where she represented Canada with Milos Raonic, followed by a first-round exit at the Apia International Sydney to Bethany Mattek-Sands. The next week, Bouchard won her opening match at the Australian Open over wildcard Tang Heo Chen, followed by wins over Virginie Razzano, Lauren Davis, and Casey Delacroix to advance to the quarter-finals. In the quarter-finals, Bouchard defeated Anna Ivanovic and advanced to the semi-finals. She was eliminated by world No. 4 Li Na in the semi-finals, but guaranteed herself a spot in the world's top 20 for the first time. 2 weeks later, she won both of her singles matches in the Fed Cup World Group 2 first round against Serbia, helping Canada reach the World Group playoffs for the first time since 2004. At the BNP Paribas Open, Bouchard defeated Peng Shuai in the second round and scored her third win over a member of the top 10 with a victory over Sara Irani in the third round. Her run was stopped by world No. 7 Simona Halep in the fourth round. Bouchard reached the quarter-finals of the Family Circle Cup for the second straight year with wins over Alla Kudryavtseva and Venus Williams in the second and third rounds respectively. She then advanced to the semi-finals for the first time after defeating world No. 8 Jelena Jankovic, her fourth win over a top 10 player, but lost to Andrea Petkovic. At the Fed Cup World Group playoffs 2 weeks later, Bouchard helped Canada get its place in the World Group 1, the first time for the country since the introduction of the new World Group format in 1995, by winning her 2 singles matches. At the Nürnberger Versicherungs Cup, a French Open warm-up tournament, Bouchard won the first WTA singles title of her career with a victory over Karolina Pliskova in the final. She is the first Canadian to win a WTA singles title since Alexandra Wozniak at the Bank of the West Classic in 2008, and the sixth in history. At the French Open, Bouchard defeated Shihapet Julia Gorges and Johanna Larsson in the first 3 rounds to set up a clash with world No. 9 Angelique Kerber in the round of 16. She won the match in straight sets in only 52 minutes, her fifth victory over a member of the top 10, to reach the quarter-finals. She then defeated Carla Suarez Navarro in 3 sets, coming back from 2-5 down and 1-4 down in the first and deciding set respectively, to make it to her second consecutive Grand Slam semi-final. In the semi-finals, she was eliminated by world No. 8 on eventual tournament winner Maria Sharapova in 3 sets. Bouchard suffered an opening round exit at the Top Shelf Open as the third seed, where she lost to Vania King in 3 sets. At Wimbledon, Bouchard defeated Daniela Hentukova, Silvia Soler Espinosa, Andrea Petkovic, Alizé Cornet, and Angelique Kerber, all in straight sets, to make it to her third straight Grand Slam semi-final. In doing so, she became the first WTA player to make the semi-finals of the first 3 Grand Slams of the season since Dinara Safina in 2009, and guaranteed her first top 10 WTA ranking following the tournament. She then defeated world No. 3 Simona Halep in straight sets to become the first Canadian-born player representing Canada to make it into a Grand Slam singles final, ultimately falling to Wimbledon 2011 champion Petra Kvitova in straight sets. Bouchard was scheduled to start her US Open Series campaign at the City Open. However, she withdrew from the tournament citing her right knee injury. She played her first tournament since Wimbledon at the Rogers Cup in her hometown of Montreal. Seeded 5th, she received a first-round bye and faced American Shelby Rogers in her opener. Bouchard suffered a shocking 3-set loss. Bouchard was the 7th seed at the Western and Southern Open and lost again in 3 sets in the second round, this time to Svetlana Kuznetsova. At the US Open, she was defeated by Katerina Makarova in the 4th round. Bouchard received a main draw wildcard to participate in the Hong Kong Open, but pulled out of the tournament due to heat stroke suffered at the US Open. She had been the image of promotion for the tournament and promoted widely. Her last-minute withdrawal sparked criticism, as she had allegedly agreed to appearance fees and signed contracts, to which the WTA responded by fining the tournament official. At the inaugural Wuhan Open, Bouchard reached her first WTA Premier 5 final with wins over Mona Barthel, Alison Risker, Alizé Cornet and No. 7 Caroline Wozniacki. She was defeated by Petra Kvitova in the final, in a rematch of the Wimbledon final. In October, Bouchard qualified for the 2014 WTA Finals, hosted in Singapore, and was joined by top players Serena Williams, Maria Sharapova, Petra Kvitova, Simona Halep, Agnieszka Radwanska, Anna Ivanovic, and Caroline Wozniacki. She was eliminated in the round-robin stage. At the end of the 2014 season, she was named the WTA Most Improved Player. On November 24, 2014, it was announced that Saviano and Bouchard were parting ways. 2015, out of form, concussion and lawsuit. Bouchard started her season at the Hopman Cup, representing Canada alongside Vasek Pospisil. She lost her first match against Czech Republic's Lucie Safarova, and Canada went on to lose the tie. Then in the tie against the United States, Bouchard beat Serena Williams, while Pospisil beat John Isner to give Canada the win. They defeated Italy in the last tie, but despite the win, they finished second in the group and were eliminated. At the Australian Open, Bouchard lost in the quarter-finals to Maria Sharapova in straight sets. On February 5, 2015, Bouchard began working with Sam Summick, who had previously coached Victoria Azarenka to Grand Slam success. Bouchard, the top seed at BNP Paribas Fortis Diamond Games at Antwerp, was eliminated in the second round by Mona Barthel after a first-round bye. At the BNP Paribas Open, Bouchard was eliminated in the fourth round by qualifier Lesia Surenko. A week later in Miami, after receiving a first-round bye, Bouchard was defeated in the second round by yet another qualifier, Tatjana Maria, in straight sets. Bouchard began her clay season at the Family Circle Cup. After receiving a bye in the first round, she lost in the second round to unseeded Lauren Davis in straight sets. Bouchard then participated in Fed Cup, representing Team Canada. She went on to lose both of her singles matches to Romanians Alexandra Dufru and Andrea Mitu. Canada was hence relegated to the World Group 2 division. Bouchard lost her first-round match against Barbora Strykova at the Madrid Open after winning the first set and up with a break in the second, which put her losing streak at the time at 6 matches. The next week at the Internazionale BNL d'Italia, she won her first match since March after defeating Zarina Diaz in the second round, but lost in the next round to eventual finalist Carlos Juarez Navarro. At the French Open, Bouchard was eliminated in the first round, losing to Kristina Mladenovic. Bouchard's losing streak continued when she lost in the first round to Yaroslava Shvedova at the Top Shelf Open as a wildcard entry and top seed. Then in the second round of the Aegon Classic yet again to Mladenovic after getting bajled in the third set in Birmingham, having received a first-round bye. Bouchard won her first match on grass by defeating Alison Risker in the second round in Eastbourne. However, she was forced to retire against eventual champion Belinda Bencic in round 3 with an abdominal injury. Bouchard next headed to Wimbledon as the defending finalist and the 12th seed. She was taken down in straight sets by qualifier Du Yingling in the opening round, her second consecutive first-round loss at the Grand Slams. This loss would push her down to No. 26, her first time out of the top 20 since her semi-final appearance at the 2014 Australian Open. After just 6 months, Summick was fired by Bouchard as coach. At the Rogers Cup in August, her first tournament in more than a month and her home event, Bouchard was again defeated by eventual champion Belinda Bencic in the first round. At the Western and AMP Southern Open the next week, she progressed to the second round over Katarina Bondarenko in 2 tie-breaks. Her first match win since June, but was immediately eliminated by eventual semi-finalist Elina Svitolina. In New Haven, Bouchard was defeated easily in the first round by Roberta Vinci. At the US Open, she defeated Alison Risker and Polona Hercog, respectively, in the first and second rounds. Her first back-to-back wins since March at the BNP Paribas Open. She next faced Dominika Cibulkova and won in 3 sets to reach the 4th round for the second straight year. The tournament was seen as her return to form, as she was also advancing in the doubles and mixed doubles. She was scheduled to play Roberta Vinci in the 4th round, but had to withdraw due to a concussion, an injury she suffered after slipping and falling in the locker room. The injury also forced her to withdraw from other tournaments, and she played only 1 match in the rest of 2015, against Andrea Petkovic at the China Open, a match she had to retire from in the second set after suffering from dizziness. A lawsuit has been filed against the United States Tennis Association on her behalf, seeking damages following a jury trial, saying that she suffered a severe head injury because the floor of the women's locker room had been swabbed with a slippery, foreign and dangerous substance which had not been cleaned up. 2016, return to tennis. After over 3 months since her last match, Bouchard started the new season at the Shenzhen Open, winning in the first 2 rounds over Donna Vekic and Nicole Gibbs, respectively. She was defeated by Taimei Babos in the quarterfinals. The following week at the Hobart International, she had her most decisive victory in almost a year, beating Bethany Mattek-Sands with the loss of just 3 games, followed by a tough straight-set win over Alison van Uytvanck to bring her into her second straight quarterfinal of the year. She then defeated Camila Giorgi and Dominika Cibulkova to reach her first final since the 2014 Wuhan Open. However, she lost in straight sets to Alizé Cornet. Bouchard next played the Australian Open, where she was unseeded at a Grand Slam for the first time since 2013. She won her opening match against Alexandra Krunic, before falling to world No. 4 Agnieszka Radwanska in the second round. In February, she reached the third round of the Qatar Total Open before falling to Zhang Saizai in straight sets. In March at the Malaysian Open, Bouchard advanced to her second final of the season where she was defeated by Elina Svitolina in 3 sets. At Indian Wells, she lost in the third round to Taimei Baksinski. After mutually parting ways with Thomas Hogstedt, Bouchard rehired Saviano as coach prior to the clay court season. At the French Open, she advanced to the second round but lost to Baksinski again, despite leading 4-1 in the first set. After the match, Bouchard publicly admitted that her struggles on the court the previous year had led to her struggling to eat properly. This sparked rumors that she had developed an eating disorder, which she soon denied. Bouchard's grass court season began with a loss to qualifier Elise Mertens at the Rico Open, in which she won just 2 games. She went on to be eliminated at the second round of the Mallorca Open by Anastasia Jasevastova and then reached the third round at Eastbourne, losing again to Radwanska. At Wimbledon, Bouchard beat Magdalena Rybarikova in straight sets, in a match that began on the outside courts but was finished under the closed roof of centre court due to an extremely long rain delay. Less than 24 hours later, she was back on centre court and won back-to-back matches in a Grand Slam for the first time this year, defeating Johanna Konta in 3 sets. In the third round, she lost in straight sets to Dominika Cibulkova. At her home tournament, the Rogers Cup, Bouchard advanced to the third round with wins over Lucy Safarova and world No. 10 Dominika Cibulkova. Her run was stopped by qualifier Kristina Kukova. She next competed at the Summer Olympics in Rio. She won her opening match over Sloane Stephens, but was defeated by world No. 2 Angelique Kerber in the next round. She also reached the second round in doubles with Gabriela Dabrowski. At the US Open, Bouchard lost to Katerina Siniakova in the first round. Playing style and equipment. Bouchard plays very aggressive tennis and is known for hitting the ball early and rushing her opponent with a severely high ground stroke tempo. She will also make drastic and unpredictable changes in ball direction, which also causes many points won and winners, as her opponents don't know where she's going. However, a lot of her shots tend to land outside the court, making the shot accuracy percentage very low. Bouchard uses a Barbola Pure Aero racket. Her equipment sponsors are Nike and Barbola.